It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
All right, so I wanted to get my thoughts out there on, Brownsville, Brooklyn's very own Bruce Shoo Shoo Carrington, because I was there, I was ringside, and he did it. It was a straight demolition job that he did on Jason Sanchez. Jason Sanchez, experienced fighter, fought a lot of, names in the division. Guys like Oscar Valdez, Christopher Pitufo Diaz, Adam Blue Nose Lopez, Zelfa Barrett. He's fought some people, some guy, and some of those guys I think can punch. None of them ever stopped Jason Sanchez. And not only did Shoo Shoo stop Jason Sanchez, Shoo Shoo stopped Jason Sanchez in 2 rounds. It was very quick. It ended very quickly, very swiftly, and it was fun while it lasted. Now, I gotta say this before we get into what could be next for Shoo Shoo. Who are some ideal opponents? Where he stands in the featherweight pecking order right now. I gotta say this, man, and I've been saying it for a while, but every time I see him fight, it has to be reemphasized. This is one of the most entertaining young fighters in boxing. I don't care if you think Keyshawn Davis is better or, any of these guys, Tiger Johnson or even like Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney, because I see Shoo Shoo as one day being at that level. So I'll throw the names in there as well. I don't care if you think them guys are better. When it comes to entertainment value and just being excited about watching a damn fight, because at the end of the day, yeah, we want to see great fighters, but we want to be entertained too. Shoo Shoo Carrington has delivered every time he's fought so far. And I wouldn't necessarily say he's just a knockout artist, because he's much more than just some sort of knockout artist. But every time he's went out there, he's looked spectacular. And when he has knocked people out, they've all been memorable knockouts. So I love what I'm seeing from him. He's 10 fights deep into his career. And he finds himself in a unique position because, he's not ranked in any of the sanctioning bodies right now. But I would be shocked if by the third quarter of 2024 he's not ranked, because that's how fast he's moving. That's how fast Top Rank is moving him. He's 46 right now on BoxRec. So when you look at some opponents that I feel could be realistic for Shoo Shoo in the not so distant future, let's talk about that, right? Because he's 46 right now. When we look at some of the guys in and around him, I like some of these fights for him. Couple guys I'll name that I think would make a lot of sense for Bruce Carrington. First and foremost, a couple guys that Top Rank have had on their cards. I'll name 3 of them. I think Christopher Pitufo Diaz makes a lot of sense. Guys fought for world titles, fought fighters who've been at the level where Shoo Shoo is trying to get to. Obviously he's gonna need a win to get his career back in order. So I think that'd be a good crossroads fight for the fine folks at Top Rank Incorporated. I like that fight a lot for Shoo Shoo. If not that fight, then look, you also got Adam Lopez, who's he's never in a boring fight. I think, I was talking to someone a couple days ago, yesterday actually, and they were telling me they feel like when Shoo Shoo gets pushed back to the ropes, they see some things there with him, right? And Adam Lopez is a guy that I think is capable of pushing a lot of guys back to the ropes, and he's always been a good test, a solid fighter, a tough out for pretty much everybody he's ever stepped in the ring with, right? So that's good. That's a good fight, and he's never in a boring fight. So that could be a fight that Shoo Shoo needs. He's obviously fought guys that have fought at the level Shoo Shoo's trying to get to. Guys like, most notably Stephen Fulton, right? So you got him. Oscar Valdez. He needs a win. I don't know if the matchmakers want to put Shoo Shoo in with Oscar Valdez when he doesn't even have 50 rounds in the pro ranks. But Valdez is on such a slide right now, and he's taking so much punishment in his career. It might be a fight where, Shoo Shoo could fight a guy who's been a former world champion, been in Fight of the Years, definitely a notable name in the sport. I think a fight with Oscar Valdez, maybe in 2024, towards the end, make a lot of sense for Shoo Shoo, right? Answer a lot of questions about him. So I would say Pitufo, I would say Adam Lopez, and I'll throw in Joet Gonzalez. Joet Gonzalez has challenged for the world title 3 times. He's no longer a top-ranked fighter. I believe they cut him loose, right? But obviously a good quality fighter. So when it comes to Pitufo, when it comes to, Adam Lopez, and when it comes to, even a Joet Gonzalez, I would favor Bruce Carrington to beat all 3 of them. All 3 of them, I think right now, with 9 fights, could beat all 3 of those guys, right? Now, I'd make him the favorite in all 3 of those fights because, when you talk about Bruce Shoo Shoo Carrington, you're talking about someone with obviously good amateur pedigree, but I think his dad, shout out to Bruce Carrington Sr. His dad said it best. He fights with this hidden rage. You know, when you talk to Bruce Carrington outside the ring, nice guy, stand-up guy. Love being around him. Can't be around him enough. Just a hell of a person to know and conversate with. But when a fight week comes on, like, you know, they say that fighters either had that switch. He's got that switch. And he turns into someone completely different. He fights with this rage, but he fights with a controlled rage where, you know, he's an aggressive counterpuncher, which I think are some of the best fighters in boxing, because you miss with those kind of fighters, they really make you pay. You know, you miss a jab, you miss a straight right hand, you miss a left hook, you leave your lead hand too low. Those guys like Shoo Shoo Carrington, especially at featherweight, are the kind of guys that if you make those kind of mistakes at any point in the fight, you could find yourself in the nearest emergency room. So that's why I like watching him fight, because that's what he does. He puts people in the emergency room, you know, and that sounds crazy to say, right? But this is boxing. This is the hurt business, and he understands the task and he executes accordingly. So he's not ranked yet. You know, I don't think he'll be fighting for a world title next year, but there's definitely, I think next year is going to be the year for Shoo Shoo, where he fights either a former world champion or a former world title challenger or something like that. And I'm looking forward to seeing the matchmakers, Top Rank, up his competition, because I feel like when you up the competition, when it's somebody of higher name value than the guys he's been fighting, you're going to see something even more entertaining. And it's the Shoo Shoo Show, and I got to start DVRing the Shoo Shoo Show. It's one of the most entertaining shows in boxing. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it on that note. But I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think Shoo Shoo should fight next in the featherweight division 2024? Any names I didn't mention that you guys want to see? And for the names I did mention, like Pitufo Diaz and Adam Lopez and even Oscar Valdez, how do you think all those fights would go if they fought next year in 2024? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take your ass. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.